Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So today we're talking about Assassin's Creed Syndicate, and I know what you're probably thinking. Why are we reviewing a game that came out in 2015? Well, that was because this game just got a massive overhaul in 2024, and honestly, it's never been a better time to jump in. We're getting 4K resolution and 60 frames per second on PlayStation 5, and let me tell you, it looks absolutely stunning. So stick around as we dig into whether this Victorian London adventure is actually worth your time in 2025. Right, so let's start with the obvious, Industrial Revolution London. This is actually pretty unique for the Assassin's Creed franchise because most of the games before this were set in these intimate historical cities, but Syndicate takes place in this massive, grimy industrial London with wide streets, towering buildings, and honestly, it's a vibe you don't get in many games. The city feels lived in. You've got factories pumping out smoke, Templars running child labor operations, and the whole place just oozes corruption and injustice. What's cool is that the devs clearly understood that Victorian London needed to feel different from, say, Renaissance Rome or revolutionary Paris. The architecture is distinct, the aesthetic is distinct, and when you're rooftop hopping across those gaslit streets in 60 FPS now, it's genuinely beautiful. Like, the level of detail they put into the city is insane. And the best part, it actually runs great now with the new update. No more stuttering or frame rate drops. It's smooth, it's responsive, and it makes traversal feel so much better. Now, the story revolves around Jacob and Evie Frye, two assassin twins, who are basically trying to take back London from the Templars and their goons. And here's where things get interesting. You can switch between these two characters, and they actually have different playstyles and skill trees. Jacob's more aggressive, more brawler-like, while Evie leans into the stealth gang. Having two main characters is awesome because it gives you options, and the dynamic between them is actually pretty solid. They're not perfect characters by any means, and the writing can feel a bit off at times. Like, Syndicate has this weird tonal shift where it's trying to be funny and quirky, which sometimes clashes with the serious Templar plot. But honestly, once you get past the initial weirdness, they're likable. You actually give a damn about these two, and their story progresses in a way that makes sense. The supporting cast is solid too. You've got gang members, historical figures, and the whole crew's stressed to feel like a family you're trying to protect. It's not groundbreaking, but it's definitely entertaining.
Alright, let's talk about the gameplay, because this is where Syndicate really shines. The combat system was completely redesigned for this game, and it's focused on this aggressive chaining system where you're constantly attacking and building combos. It's not the classic parry and wait approach from older Assassin's Creed games. You have to actually engage with enemies, find openings, and build momentum. The satisfying thing is it feels weighty. When you punch someone in the face with brass knuckles, you feel it. Now, there are two things that really elevate Syndicate above its predecessors: the rope launcher and the stealth mechanics. The rope launcher is honestly genius. Instead of spending 5 minutes carefully finding handholds on a building, you just aim and zip up. You can even create zip lines between buildings, which sounds like it would be too easy, but it actually just makes movement feel fluid and satisfying. You're not wrestling with the camera or the climbing system. You're just moving through London with purpose. And the stealth? Man, Syndicate's stealth is legitimately some of the best in the entire series. They added physical stealth, like actual crouching and hiding, and social stealth, where you can blend in with the crowds. But the coolest addition is the kidnapping mechanic. You can grab an enemy, take them hostage, and blend in with them, which opens up so many creative approaches to missions. You're not forced into one playstyle. The game gives you options, and when you clear an entire area without being spotted, it feels incredible. The game also introduced what they call black box missions, which are these assassination objectives with multiple approaches. There are designated targets, multiple ways to take them down, and unique cinematic kills you unlock if you meet certain parameters. So if you're a stealth player, you can do one thing. If you're a full aggression player, you can do something completely different. The replayability here is actually solid.
One system that makes Syndicate feel different is the gang control mechanic. Throughout the game, you're basically fighting for control of London against this rival gang called the Blighters. Each district has objectives. You might have to liberate child workers from factories, eliminate key targets, or complete bounties. As you complete these, you gain control of that territory, and your own gang, the Rooks, becomes stronger. You can literally call down gang members to help you in fights with a button press. It sounds overpowered, but it actually works really well with the tone of the game. The thing I appreciate about this system is it makes you feel like you're actually changing the city. You're not just doing random missions in a vacuum, you're systematically taking territory, building alliances, and working toward a greater goal. It gives the world a sense of progression that feels tangible. Plus, your gang members have their own upgrade tree, so you're investing in them as well. The more you level them up, the more effective they become in combat. It's a cool loop that keeps you engaged.
Let me talk about something that gets overlooked in Syndicate. The traversal feels genuinely good now. The devs improved the parkour system significantly. The streets are cleaner, the rooftops are better designed, and you're not constantly getting caught on objects. In older Assassin's Creed games, your character would stumble over random debris, climb things you didn't want to climb, and generally feel like they were fighting against the environment. Syndicate mostly solved that problem. The addition of ascent and descent buttons means you have more control over your movement. And honestly, with the rope launcher and the improved parkour, getting around London is just fun. You can fight on moving carriages, jump between trains, and chase targets through the streets. Everything feels dynamic and alive. The recent 60 FPS update makes this even better because you get that smoothness that makes split-second platforming decisions feel responsive and rewarding. The presentation in general is pretty great. The soundtrack is legitimately good. It's got this industrial vibe that fits the setting perfectly. The voice acting is solid, the historical cameos are cool to discover, and the visual design holds up surprisingly well even though it's almost a decade old. With the new 4K update, it looks even more impressive.
Real quick, the Jack the Ripper DLC. This comes out after the main campaign, and it's set 20 years later with Evie hunting down the infamous Jack the Ripper. If you end up loving the main game, this DLC is actually fantastic. It's dark, it's intense, and it adds this whole new layer to the story. Definitely worth grabbing if you finish the main campaign. So, should you play Assassin's Creed Syndicate in 2025? If you're a fan of the franchise and you want to experience what the series was before it became this full RPG thing, absolutely. If you want a solid stealth action game set in a beautiful Victorian London with fun mechanics and decent characters, definitely Rive. If you like having choice in how you approach missions, if you appreciate tight traversal and combat that feels good, then yes, pick it up. The new update in 2024 really did this game justice. 4K at 60 FPS is how this game should be played. It's not the best Assassin's Creed game ever, but it's definitely one of the best, and it holds up way better than you might expect for a game that's almost a decade old. This is the kind of game that rewards exploration and creativity. You can play it your way, whether that's full stealth, full aggression, or a mix of both. The world is engaging, the characters are likable, and honestly, there's a lot of content to get through. So if you enjoyed this review, definitely hit that like button and subscribe for more gaming content. Let me know in the comments, have you played Syndicate? What did you think of it? And if you're thinking about jumping in for the first time, I'd love to hear what draws you to the game. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.